There is a really cool exhibit coming to the Florida Museum of Photographic Arts, and I'm so excited because it also involves food and the restaurant industry, but more importantly, the people behind the restaurant industry, certainly right here in the Bay Area as well. And joining us this morning to break it all down are two special guests. We have Zora, of course, with the museum, and then Chef Jeannie is going to be featured in this as well, this exhibit. But good morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Thank you for having us.
Zora, let's start with you in the museum because I think this idea is brilliant to do an exhibit on this and really put a spotlight on the restaurant industry that has really had probably one of the more difficult years this past year than probably it's certainly in my lifetime.
I could only agree, and I think that joining forces with the community that is representing restaurants and all the hospitality businesses is very much our passion, and making sure that the museum has an outreach to community and it's really there where people need it. That's something what we really stand for.
So the exhibit is called The Chef Special. And when I first heard about it, because we have so many restaurants, we love highlighting restaurants in our show. And food, I think, can sometimes be an art form, right? But this is actually putting the spotlight on the people like Jeannie behind the food and the people that own these restaurants, and that they need this spotlight, I think, just as importantly.
Absolutely. For us, it was about putting a human face on all these businesses. These are people who live in our community, who have their own duties and play a role. And so it's not just a faceless business that we cannot connect with any services. We wanted to highlight them and welcome them back into business. Hopefully, the 2021 will be much more successful for all of us.
Well, let's highlight one right now that's going to be in this as well. And this is Chef Jeannie. And let me get this right, because you were also a 4-time semifinalist for the James Beard Best Chef Award as well.
Yeah, actually 5.
5. It's been updated since this.
And I'll take it any way I can get it.
Yes. And then talk about the other restaurants that you have here in the Bay Area and kind of what your background is.
I've been around a long time, operating 3 separate restaurants. We have Edison Food and Drink Lab on Kennedy Boulevard. At Sparkman Wharf, we have Swig and Majig, and then we have Counterculture. We just opened about a year ago on Bay to Bay.
Wow. Look at you, even opening restaurants in the middle of this tough year as well.
We actually opened just about 3.5 months before COVID, so it has turned out to be a very interesting opening indeed.
Well, when you heard of this concept and someone submitted your picture, from what I understand, or your name to be involved in this, what was your response to spotlighting the people, in the restaurant industry right now?
Deeply touched that the community and the art community, which has a lot of needs itself, would reach out and understand what our industry has been through, but clearly it's a rippling effect. I mean, a restaurant is a village. It's not just the guests that are impacted and the employees and us, but it's also all our vendors. So it takes a village. And the fact that anybody, especially somebody in the capacity of the museum, to just show a little spotlight and maybe say, hey, go to your local restaurants, eat out as much as you can, pick up and delivery really makes a difference.
Yes, it does. And that's where I got my start as well, was, waiting tables. And I mean, you learn some big life lessons, I think, in the restaurant industry that carry you, I think, for the rest of your lives. Where can people see these, the art canvases and the pictures and things? Because it's at the museum and then at restaurants as well, Zora?
Yes, some of the restaurants choose to put the photographs in their spaces. So you actually, by visiting the restaurant, you can see the portraits of people who are serving you and who are working for your well-being there in this business. We are offering the exhibition in our community gallery, but you can also find the images on our website and just enjoy it from the comfort of your home. So I also want to talk about, I think Chef Jeannie very well pointed out that it is a village. And I want to just send our thanks with collaboration with the Regional Chamber of Commerce and also representations of the City of St. Petersburg and City of Tampa, where the City Council was very supportive to help us to share and promote this idea.
Yeah. Well, thank you both so much for joining us this morning. Again, I just think this is a brilliant idea and concept. I absolutely love it. I hope people, get the most out of it and come back. We want to hear what's next because, again, we know there's lots more on the menu, we should say.
Poetry.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And I just want to remind people that museum is one of the safer ways to spend your time.
Thank you, ladies, so much.